Well, hello. This is Miss Tootie, and this is the Everything Show, a show where we are going to talk about different things, hence the Everything Show. Why the Everything Show? Because I don't want to make a whole bunch of videos. Today, this is my birthday show, my special birthday appearance. Happy birthday to me. Yes, today is my birthday, and actually, I was supposed to have two special guests today, Iris Owens and Stephanie Deani Green, who I was honored to be on their show a couple of weeks ago. And I thought it only fitting that I have them as my first live guests on my show. But I had some hiccups, no fault of theirs. First, I had a problem with the Zoom, and I do Zoom meetings all the time, but I never host them. So, first, I had a problem with the Zoom. So, then I chose to use uh, what is this called? Go Meeting, Google Meet. So today I'm using YouTube for this, but I tried to actually do my Google Meet video with them, and I couldn't see them. They saw me. I mean, they didn't see me either. I only saw me, and they only saw themselves. So we had to wind up canceling this meeting. So, but because I was so excited to do the meeting and make my first appearance for my birthday show, I just decided to go live anyway and just talk to you guys for a few minutes. And actually, I made this video a few minutes ago, but I saw that I wasn't recording. So I'm not too experienced at this, but I'm going to learn little by little. So, anyway, so today's my birthday. It's my 68th birthday, and I just feel so honored and blessed that God has given me another opportunity to get it right. Every day you wake up, when you put your feet on the floor, actually, when you open your eyes, it's God's blessing to you. It's another opportunity for you to get it right. And when I woke up this morning, after thanking God for his many blessings, I realized that I had another opportunity to get it right. And so far, I've had 68 years of opportunities. And you know what? I'm still not perfect. None of us are perfect. We're never going to get it totally right, but we strive to do things that are right in this life and treat people the way we want to be treated. So today's my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. I've had several birthday songs already today, a bunch of texts. I got some cards and just, from the people that I know that really, really love me. And it's a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful feeling on your birthday when people acknowledge you. Sometimes you get acknowledgement from people that you least expect. So, but it's still a good feeling either way. There's never been a time in my life that I didn't get a birthday greeting from anybody. So I know some people, they might not be that blessed. So that's why I feel really good and honored that people do love me. So today, my show is about a little bit of everything because I wasn't planning on talking today. I was planning on having my guests. So today I'm going to talk about things that might be a little bit encouraging to people. On my last show, if you were able to take a look at the show on the autopsy of her, I talked about my being a teenage mother, my first show and my second show as well. But then I also try to offer some encouraging information to anybody, actually, but mainly our teenage mothers. And also, what I didn't do was offer some encouragements to the fathers. You have an obligation also to your children, and you don't always get it right, the young ones and the old ones, but I mostly talking about the younger ones. They don't get it right because they're kids too. So they have to live and learn just like ladies do. You know, you don't get it right when you first start, but hopefully you grow older and you grow in grace and you learn a lot and you put things into practice that you learn. Now you still gonna slip and fall. As I said in my old show, I still have some, isms that I had like from my past, but I still move forward anyway, but I acknowledge that they're there. So things that you can do, as you saw my beautiful, well, if you saw the show last time, you saw my beautiful background that I don't have here, but I'll have it on my next show. It's a background that I posted up from the Dominican Republic, and I am a ISA, and ISA stands for International Sales Agent, and I have the ability to sell properties overseas, mostly concentrating on the properties in the Dominican Republic. In the Dominican Republic, I'm a member of a group of developers, and they develop a lot of our Airbnbs in the Dominican Republic. And some of them are under construction right now, and they come up with new ones all the time. Some of them will be ready in a couple of years. I believe there's going to be one that's ready this year, but I'll have to verify that. Anyway, so we have these properties for sale over in the DR, and your money goes a lot further in the DR because the prices are so cheap, and the pesos are offer, well, they're less. Well, they offer a little bit for your a little bit more for your money, especially when you come over there with American money. And they have an area over there called the Comfortor, and in the Comfortor, if you purchase in that area, you don't have to pay taxes for the next 15 years. So that's another good thing. So I'm going to have a special show just on that where I can offer you a little bit more information. I'll probably also post up a video that you can watch later on to give you some encouragement, just basically letting you know how you can purchase in the DR. So I also have the ability, because I've affiliated myself with a company called Keller Williams in the DR, that I not only sell properties for this group that I'm a member of, but also other properties around the DR and other countries as well. So if you're interested in anything like that, but the main reason why I'm telling you right now is because when I try to encourage the young ladies, but I'm going to put it out to the young men also, if there's something that you want to do and you don't know what you want to do, maybe you might be interested in real estate. When I started off, I started off without high school diploma, and I started off because I didn't have a high school diploma, and I found out that I could get my real estate license in the state of California without a real estate license. It's not like that now. Now you have to have a license. Even here in Florida, you have to have a license. But when I started off in 1987, you didn't need a real estate license. So I actually stopped going to school and started studying to get my real estate test. So, but if you want information on getting testing, no matter what state you are in, I could probably, do some research for you and tell you exactly what you need to do to get your license. I could talk to you about the classes you need to take, the money you're going to need, all the requirements. But if you want to talk about building and development, you don't need a license for that. If you want to talk about building, development, purchasing like vacant land, apartment, if you want to be an investor, I can help you with that. Okay. Um, I can help you get started. I can point you in the right directions to different groups that can give you information. And maybe you might not be motivated right now. You might say, "Oh, I don't want to sell real estate. I'm not interested in no Dominican Republic. I'm not even interested in anything here in the United States." But if you hear more, Okay. You might become interested, even if it's, like I said, not even in the Dominican Republic, just to get your brain, get the juices flowing in your brain to teach you something other than, oh, I just got to stay here taking care of these kids. Oh, I just get up in the morning. I just go from room to room. I read all the time. Just to put something else in your head. Okay. I heard this motto when I was younger, and I really, really believe it because it stems true for me every single time. The idle mind is the playground for the devil's workshop. If you don't want to fill your mind with something encouraging, something that's going to teach you, something spiritual, if you don't want to fill your mind with stuff, the devil will have no problem doing it for you. Okay. And it's rang true for me every single time. So if you don't have anything that you're interested in, maybe you thought about getting into the real estate industry at one time or another. Maybe you thought about becoming an investor. Maybe you just don't know what to do. I can help you. All you got to do is send me an email. Okay. Send me an email to Foxy, not Foxy. Send me an email to Fabulous 50s Diva. That's Fabulous 50s Divas with an S at the end of 50 and an S at the end of Divas. Fabulous 50s Divas at gmail.com. Just shoot me an email. And if you have any desire whatsoever to get started in the real estate industry or even in the insurance industry for that matter, just shoot me an email and I'll see what I can do to get you started, get some valuable information for you, at least something to get your juices flowing. Okay. Then also, I am a new show, and like I said, I wasn't supposed to be talking today, so I was supposed to have some guest speakers today, so I do need some guest speakers. So if you feel like you have a interesting story that you would like to tell, something that's going to educate, discourage, and motivate people, or just send me an email to that same email that I just told you. Just share a little bit about your story, and I'll get in contact with you, and we could talk about it. Just tell me a little bit about you, and we'll go from there. Okay. Now, I also wanted to talk about a few things. I'll talk about, and this is what I was supposed to talk about anyway. I just wanted to talk about my story that I told. Um, I guess when you say something bad about somebody, you should say something good too, because everybody has some good in them. Okay. I'm going to start with my father. I told a story about, how my dad wanted to fight my mom. He'd start like during the middle of the week or so, and then by Friday, he wouldn't see my mom. Well, that's the life we lived when we were younger. Okay. And my dad redeemed himself when he was older. So most of our relationships that we know of him, we have a lot of memories when we were younger, like him trying to discipline us and stuff like that. And I'm speaking for myself. I don't know about the rest of my siblings. I probably needed every last whooping that I got when I was younger because I was terrible. Well, I was mischievous. I'm gonna put it that way. So, and there's some things that I just did that just said, okay, I'm gonna get a whooping. Whatever. So, but anyway, my dad redeemed himself when we were older, and that's the majority of the relationship that I had with him, and probably most of my siblings as well, was when we got older. There was a point in my life that I didn't even know where my dad was, and I found out that he lived right in the next building from me. That's when I was about 19 years old, when I had let me see, I think it was my second apartment. I found out I didn't know where my dad was. I just used to cry, 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 cry. And I don't know how I found out, But I found out he lived in the very next high rise building next to me. I was so excited. I started to go and visit him. And, we didn't do a lot of talking. My dad liked to feed you. Okay. He liked to cook. The first thing he'll say, you want something to eat? He'll put something on for us to eat. And we both like Al Green. So he'll play Al Green music. And we'll just be sitting there listening to music, say a few words every now and then. So we did that for a while. And then when I one day I went to visit him and he didn't live there anymore. I was just so devastated, devastated. So for years I didn't know where my father was. Clear up until the point that I lived in California. Probably just a few years later, but anyway, but I did a whole lot of crying because I didn't know where my father was, and I had such bad experiences with men. I just felt like that I didn't know how to pick men and that I was never truly going to know how to really love a man because I didn't have my dad in my life. Okay, so eventually we reconnected and we started to talk on the phone all the time. We didn't do any visiting. We talked on the phone. He was like my phone daddy. Okay, so I enjoyed that because for all the listening that he didn't do when I was younger, he was listening now. He was offering advice. He came into my adult life exactly when I needed him. And then since I been here in Florida, I got a chance to, go and visit with him and stay with him while he was sick, you know. And actually, I was still in California when I did my first visit while he was sick. I was there for about 2 months with him, so I kind of got really close to him then. And then I moved there. Then I moved there right before I came to. I keep wanting to say California. My brain, California won't leave me alone. So right before I came to Florida, I moved to Virginia, which is where my dad lived. I moved there for about 4 months with him. And then my mom got sick, and my dad, really encouraged me to come here and stay with her. And that's how I wind up in Florida. But still talking to my dad the whole entire time. And my dad was so funny. He was just like a little comedian. Even when I was there, even if we weren't talking, because he didn't do too much talking, but when he did, it was something funny, something to have you cracking up laughing. So anyway, so we got to watch westerns because he loved westerns. I watch westerns to this day, and I watched them prior to me coming here to Florida as well because that's kind of like how I remember my dad by watching westerns. So we watched westerns, we ate, and I just really, really, really got a chance to enjoy him and know him. And I didn't know everything about his life, you know, um, but I was able to get some information. So, matter of fact, I learned more about his life when we just had his he passed away in 2020, right about 3 weeks after my mom and my granddaughter, they all died, passed away within 3 weeks of each other. So but we just actually had his memorial last month because of the COVID. And I learned more about him in his passing than I did my whole life. And even while I was talking to him on the phone, there was things that we just didn't know. But that doesn't take away any of the experiences that I had with him. I'm just so glad that I was able to stay with him while during the time I was able to, and also talk to him on the phone during the time that I did. So I just wanted to say that, yeah, my dad, he was a fighter when he was younger, but oh, and also he stopped drinking. We got baptized into Christ. We stopped drinking. We stopped smoking cigarettes. He did a lot of stuff that encouraged me as well. I had already stopped smoking, but I was glad that he did too. So, anyway, so anybody can change, is what I'm trying to say. So, then I want to talk also about my first husband that I said that liked to fight also. You know, in my video, I said that, if you didn't like what I said, I didn't care because it's still my story. Well, it is still my story, regardless of whether you like what I said or not. But I was saddened when I got a text from my son, the vanilla fudge in my story. I got a text from him, and he wanted to stop communicating with me because he said that I had put out all the stuff about his dad, that he was a violent man. Well, to me, he did exude a lot of violence. Okay. But he did have some good qualities also. That's why I married him. He came into my life when I needed somebody. Maybe I married him a little bit too quick, you know. And actually, when I came here, I was 21. I turned 22 the next week. Well, I keep saying here because I still think I'm in California. I came to California when I was 21, and I turned 22 the very next week. And I moved to California with 5 kids and 3 suitcases. And when I moved there, I I had this house. I told the story of how my godmother had came to New Jersey and tried to get me to move to California, and I wouldn't go. Then she came back the very next year. Well, I didn't say she was my godmother, but she was my godmother. So I came to California the very next year. She came to New Jersey the next year, and she told me again, "Hey, give me some money. I can help you find a house." So I told you how I had flight fever. I wanted to get out of New Jersey so bad. So this time I gave her some money. I gave her like $75. And then she called me the next week and told me that, she had a house for me. So anyway, hence that. It wasn't ready yet. So, like 3 months later, I moved to California with some other struggles that I'll tell you about later on in my story. With some other struggles. And finally, I made it to California. And so, after I was there about a week or so, well, first of all, when I got there, my house wasn't ready. Okay, so here I am with 3 suitcases, 5 kids, and I got there and my house wasn't ready. So I had to stay with her for about a week. So after about a week, I moved from her house and then I moved down to my own place. And it was, like I said, it was right down the street from a lot of people from New Jersey, and they were her family and family in laws, kind of like that. About 3 houses people. So I got to know them, and they actually became my family because after I was there about a year, I lived in Southern California. After I was there for about a year, she moved to Northern California. Well, first of all, when I moved to my house, after I moved out of her house, then she kind of like act like she didn't know me. So I kind of was still like on my own. So after about a year or so, and I'm gonna say some good stuff about her too, because she did have some good qualities. I loved her. I know her since I was like 19 years old. So then anyway, so she moved to Northern California. So the people from New Jersey, they actually became my family, and they were in my life the whole while I was in California, you know. And so they were the family that I had there that supported me, offered me advice and things like that. So, but anyway, one of them had a son, and that was my first husband. I married him. And the reason why I said he came to my life when I needed him to, because I was just so lonely. A lot of times we act, too fast, do things we shouldn't do. But I was so lonely. All my family was in New Jersey, and I used to cry every single day. I had so many photos. I would have everybody's photos spread all over the floor, and I would just look at their photos and just cry, 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 cry. Okay, so I met him, and after probably about 7 months, we got married. So when I told the story that I had my stepson from uh, age 9 months, yeah, I thought about it. I told you I can't remember a lot, and it's not only because of being hit in the head. It's I'm old now too. So so anyway, so after I told that story on the autopsy of her, I thought about it, and I'm like, wait a minute. You had two little boys running around like crazy at the same time. So I figured it up, So 7 months later, he actually was about 13 months. So I had two toddlers, and yes, they both still were in diapers. So I still was feeding them, playing with all the kids at the same time, So yeah, I remember them running around. Woo, that was something. Two boys, and they were just so full of so much energy. At times, I didn't know what I was going to do, And actually, there was times that it was just like I had six kids all by myself. Because, like I said earlier, he wasn't there. He did a lot of running the streets. But he did have some very sweet qualities, And we used to laugh a lot, when he was home. A lot of times he wasn't home, but we did do a lot of laughing. And I remember one time we had a argument, and I know he loved me. I did know that, but because of these isms that he had, he just really didn't know how to show it. I had my own isms, but I don't know. I think women are different. You know, I thought, like I said, I didn't know how to love a man either, but I still was really, really trying. I still was trying to do all the things that I know that I should be doing as a woman, but guys are just different. So, but anyway, I remember one time we had a little fussing out. We didn't have no fight at that time. We just had a big old argument. So, so the next day, I had to go to school, so I was ignoring him. He just kept trying to talk to me, kept trying to talk to me, but I just would not listen. So at the time, I didn't drive. I didn't know how to drive till I was like 27 years old. So I was on my way to work and I was catching the bus. So he followed me to the bus stop and I was walking fast. And he was just talking. He was basically just asking me to forgive him, you know. And I just wasn't trying to hear that. So there's this big giant street in California, and he swooped me up and carried me across the street to the bus stop and was yelling to the top of his voice, "See this woman here? I love this woman. I love this woman." And it was really, really cute. Everybody blowing their horn, like, okay, now that's some love right there. So he did have some good qualities about him. He just didn't know how to follow through a lot, you know. So, but I'm just saying that, just clean up some stuff. I'm probably gonna say some stuff that other people ain't gonna like either. But like I said, it's still my story. But for everything I tell, that's my story, that's derogatory, I'm gonna make a point to point out some good characteristics about them too, because there are some good characteristics. There really are. Everybody has something good. Even if you don't think you have any good characteristics, you do. Sometimes you need people to point them out for you. You know, sometimes you point them out about yourself too much. Okay. But sometimes you do. You need people to point out good characteristics about you. So, but overall, I'm going to make a point from this point on because, yeah, I don't want no bad feeling towards people, but I still have to tell my story because it is my story and people need to hear it, you know? So, um, but I'm going to make a point of saying if I say something that's derogatory, I'm going to say some good stuff about you too. Okay. Because everybody got something good. And so today I did some thinking, but I did just want to clear up those couple of things right there, before I got too far off in my show. I ain't gonna talk too long because, like I said, I'm not supposed to be talking. I'm supposed to be listening to my sweet sisters talk today from the autopsy of her. You guys better subscribe to their channel because they really, really, really do what they can to encourage young ladies. They really do, and some guys too. Y'all need encouraging too, and sometimes y'all just need to hear a woman's point of view as to what's going on, how things that you've done encourages us or affects us. Okay. And then there are going to be some things here. I'll probably have some guest speakers also that'll be male that'll tell their side of the story or give you some encouraging advice too. Like I said, this is called the Everything Show. And a lot of times I try to do so many doggone things. Like I had so many email addresses. It's crazy. Even trying to create this show. Yesterday, I wind up creating a whole nother email just to get to this show. But this is my true email, fabulous50divas at gmail.com. But in trying to do my Google Meet, I wind up creating a whole nother thing. So anyway, just keeping everything aligned. I just only want one show because, truth be told, one is all I can keep up with. I don't have a whole bunch of time anyway. I'm just sitting here taking time today because I was going to do this show anyway. And it's my birthday. I don't have a lot scheduled to do today. I got some work to do. I got some contacts to input. Um, and some people that's going to, and some soft platforms that are going to do some mailers for us as insurance agents, and I'll find some other stuff to do because of my birthday. But actually, I have something planned to do this weekend, which is, starts Friday. One of the sisters from my congregation, she invited me somewhere. And then when I told her I was going to go, she's like, okay, it's your birthday. Invite some friends and family. So I invited a couple of other people from, she actually asked me to invite one. So I invited a couple of other from the congregation. But here in Florida, I don't have a lot of friends. I have my sisters and brothers at church. I'm friendly with a lot of them. But what I do have is a whole bunch of cousins. It seems like everybody is related to me here. Every time I'm with my brother, everybody I see, he knows all the cousins because he's been living here a long time. So I do have a lot of cousins. So I did invite some cousins. And so I'm excited about that. It'll actually be the first birthday since I've been here. This is my 4th year here in Florida. I actually said Florida. This is my 4th year here, and this will be the first birthday that I actually did something for my birthday. And but anyway, I'm hoping that in doing this show that I can come up with some topics that, like I said, will encourage you, discourage you, enlighten you, and just make you feel good, make you feel better about yourself. And that's what I'm looking forward to doing. So I do have a whole bunch of stories and need to tell. I really do. I even have some new stories that I have and need to tell. So I'll always have something to talk about, even if it's just me. So, but anyway, I'm going to end this video so that I can get to work. But like I said, I did want to get on here and say something because it's my birthday. Shoot. It's my birthday, and I really appreciate you spending time with me on my birthday today. You've been wonderful. I enjoyed talking to you, and we're going to do this again. So stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button, please, because I need some subscribers, and like this video. I hope you like it. So, but if you do, subscribe and like. Until we meet again, bye, lovies. Bye for now.